to Stephen Setterberg and Lauren Kuykendall for providing helpful perspectives from psychotherapy and psychology. For helpful comments and discussions of parts of the book, I am grateful to Mark Alfano, Ben Bradley, Ruth Chang, Juliette Cherboulier, Susan Dwyer, Alicia Hall, Jennifer Hawkins, Dan Habron, Chris Heathwood, Jeffrey Hellman, Claire Horisk, Hallie Liberto, Eden Lynn, Andrew Mills, Jason Rabley, Peter Railton, Wayne Riggs, David Shoemaker, Karen Storr, Sharon Street, Kiri Tiberius, and Paula Tiberius. I would also like to thank audiences at the University of Connecticut, the University of Edinburgh, the University of Maryland, the University of Michigan, Tulane University, the University of Twente, the University of Virginia, and my own department at the University of Minnesota. I am grateful to the audience at an invited session at the Central APA in New Orleans and to the Princeton Ethics Network. Connie Rosati has been particularly encouraging as I developed my value fulfillment theory and particularly helpful in discussions that delved into metaethics. I am very grateful for a year-long fellowship from the National Endowment for the Humanities, which made room for some sustained work on the manuscript at an early stage, and to the John Templeton Foundation for funding 2 projects that contributed indirectly to this book. I am also grateful to Judy Grandbois, Pam Grocost, and Anita Wallace. There is no way I could have completed a book while department chair were it not for such a terrifically reliable staff. Because this book is partly about friendship, I'm very aware of how much I have learned from my friends, and I'm thankful for their presence in my life. I have certainly learned more from my friends about what it is to be a good friend than I have by reading philosophy. In particular, I want to single out my amazing sister Paula, from whom I have learned so much about friendship, both by observing her with her own friends and by experiencing her friendship myself. And last but not least, as always, I am tremendously grateful for the unwavering support and editorial talents of my husband, J.D. Walker. I could not write anything good without him. A note about pronouns. Because there is no inclusive third-person singular pronoun in English, I have used they and their as gender-neutral singular pronouns. So when I talk about a person or an individual, I will use they, as in, for example, a person's well-being should not be something they find alien. I realize that this will make some people cringe, but times they are a-changin' and language changes with them. Right now in 2017, I'm betting that we will eventually all become accustomed to this. My undergraduate students are already entirely used to it, and I am trying to overcome my own inclination to cringe when I hear them use they and their in this way. I also frequently use the pronouns we and us when I want to talk about people in general with whom I have certain things in common. I recognize that this we does not include everybody, but I do think it includes most people. I don't really think there's an alternative to starting out by talking about us when we do ethics. I think that ethics is always built on a foundation of common concerns. So my use of we is as much a philosophical stance as a grammatical one. I should make clear that I do not mean to imply that people who do not share central ethical concerns with me are not persons, nor that they do not have well-being. My theory may not apply to them. That's all. 1. Introduction. Meditation is supposed to be good for you. So are regular exercise, having a strong network of friends, and feeling grateful for what you have. Having children, it turns out, will not help you in the happiness department, and nor will making more money beyond a certain point. Sleeping more is good for you, and long commutes are bad. You'll be better off if you have an optimistic outlook and a sense of purpose, and if you spend more time at 13.9 degrees Celsius, 57 degrees Fahrenheit. Advice about how to be happy and achieve well-being is everywhere. Happiness and well-being are very important to people, but few people take all the advice that has been given. People have not ceased to have children. They continue to live in cities where they have unavoidable commutes. They fill their lives with activities that prevent them from getting enough sleep, and they fail to meditate, exercise, or count their blessings. There are lots of reasons for this, of course. It's hard to make major changes.